Thessaly something or Athens itself have been printing their own money, and it's called the tenth. The reason they're called community currencies is because it's valid in that community. Okay, Athens, the Thames, and I have actually, Mark, did you keep that little video of me holding the Brixton pound? Yeah? Okay, you'll come down this. I've actually held a Brixton pound in my hand, and I went, this is what community currencies look like on video. As I said, for me, I'd get rid of this stuff, but people like it, so we have to have a transitional period leading to what I would like to see, and not just me. There's a lot of people out there who are starting to realise that money isn't the beautiful thing that we've been convinced for years and years that it is. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's not a nice thing. It's a really easy way to control people. And I'm going to throw this one in. Religion is the same type of thing. Sorry. I don't talk about that much because there's a lot of religious people out there. Let's try and do this without upsetting anybody too much. But I personally think that it's an addiction. Everybody is addicted to money. Because I've talked to so many people about giving money up. I'm like, whew. And it's like watching a drug addict who starts thinking of not having any drugs. Do you know what I mean? Just start going, no, I can't do that. Oh, no, you need me money. You can't get out, you can't feed yourself, you can't do anything without money. Crap. There's a few of us out there who are trying to live our lives without the usage of money, and I'll tell you how I do it. I've changed the reward I get for the work I do. Instead of getting money, I get food and place to sleep. That's why I'm so grateful for the Occupy movement, for instance, because I've now got a community that will let me come to them, feed me, and all I do is I work. But I work for the community, not for money. I work to keep the community going. Whatever needs doing, I do. And one of my biggest jobs, I think, is talking to people. I think that's one of our biggest jobs as Occupy. In fact, it's the biggest one. Yeah? Is re-educating the people out there. Things will keep crisscrossing as I talk about them because we're all interconnected. So one of our biggest jobs is re-education. Money, as we all know through the Zeitgeist movie in particular, we actually know what money's all about now. Because it was put in layman's terms, instead of it being an economist student's field of expertise, anybody can become an expert in money now. Because there are really simple, stupid people, ways of telling us what money is all about. And the simple thing about money is, the moment you start using money from a bank, you are in debt. Yeah, we all know this who watch the Zeitgeist, so I'm not going to go into that side of things too much. What I would like to talk about is us creating community currencies. I've looked into this a little bit, I've listened to some of the people, and the only problem is there's not enough people using it. That's the only problem. So let's try and get this thing out and maybe create an Occupy Euro, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to get involved with the names of these things, but I would love us to have even if it's only a symbolic piece of money, let's show the people what we're talking about. Look, this is an Occupy pound. You can only use it in Occupy communities, but this is an Occupy pound. And then we can show there's a Brixton pound, there's a Stroud pound, I think, as well. There's a couple of other places in England doing it. And what it's all about, what it's all about is keeping the currency within the community. Obviously, because you live in a monetary system, you have to have some connection to the outside money, but within the community, and what that means is Brixton. If you go to Brixton, you will come across somebody who will say to you, listen, we have our own money here. If you want, change the English pound for a Brixton pound while you're in Brixton, use the Brixton pound, and that stays within the community, and there's only a certain amount that goes back into the English money. Most of it is kept within the community. And it's sort of hard to get that working until you've got enough people doing it. If you've only got a couple of shops doing it, it's going to be really, really hard to do. And that's what's happening in Brixton, is there's not enough people using it. So that's, with all these things that I talk about, it's just lack of people involved in it. We will get those people, and the government's going to help us with this. This is what I like about this. The government are going to help us with this. No, they are. They're going to make it so hard for people to live that they're going to have no choice but to come to the occupied. Or whatever we develop into. Because we're not just going to stay still, we're going to mutate, grow and become something that is usable in the world. As I say, the education. We will come to a point where enough people accept that, actually, you know, this is a better way of doing the education system. We'll do it that way. And people will start taking the power back, starting becoming autonomous, powerful creatures. It's just, at the moment, there's not enough people involved with any of these things. But we will get there. I guarantee you it, because the government is just going to send loads and more people to it. And I'll say it again, the police have had a strike today, a proper strike. Not we're not giving fines out, but we're not going to work strike. So that's a really good thing. It's a really good thing for us. As I say, for me, because I don't like money, my personal thing, I'm not going to throw this at you too much, but my personal thing is I don't want to see money used anymore. Because it's just too easy to control people when you have money as a controlling system. That is about really the only thing. There are a couple of other things. Traders Bank, we all know about.
Sorry?
Traders Bank.
Traders.
Yeah, so even if you do use money, let's try and use it and put it in a bank that's going to be ecologically safe, that actually have a social conscience. Not your ABNs, what's the other one? Ing. It used to be my bank. I must say this, for me, this money thing is a new thing. It's not wanting to use money. Because I've always used money. I've been there, I've done the work, I've paid the taxes, all this stuff. It's just that I've moved on. This is why I talk about this, because I know we're all going to move on. It's just I've been at this quite a long time now. Occupy's not my first little delve into the controlling part of the world, and I've always said since I was about 17 that the world is being run by a small group of people, which, as we're finding out now, is spot on the mark, and money is a controlling system. Same as religion, it's a controlling system. It's really, really easy to control people if A, they need money to survive, because you can take it away and make it really hard for them to survive, then they'll do anything you want. Anything you want. And Christianity, or religions, sorry Christians, but religions, if you don't behave in a certain manner, when you die you will go to hell. I mean, come on, give me a break. Let's make this beautiful planet of ours an heaven on earth. Let's forget about what happens when we die. Right now, let's get this sorted and then we can get into the spiritual things. That's for you, Peter. That one. But let's keep that to a side and let's get this thing sorted, then we can get into the spiritual side of things. That was just for Peter, that one.
So you had the Declaration of Human Rights.
Education.
Education.
Many. Now we're going to get into some really interesting stuff that I like. The education I like, but I really ain't got a lot that I can add to how people do this because I ain't got any children. But this one, this is something. In 1846, a doctor wrote, "It is a doctor's job to persuade people not to use medicines." Not to use medicines. And as we see now, all we're told is, if you've got an headache, take a pill. If you've got this, take a pill. So what I'd like to talk about right now is alternatives. When the swine flu, I'm going to keep doing that, I hate doing it, but it just really is appropriate at certain times. When the swine flu pandemic was going about, I actually started looking into some alternative things. And one thing I came across, and I'm going to tell you a real funny story about this, because I've seen this with my own, well, on YouTube. But if you take, there's a thing called silver colloidal silver.
Colloidal silver.
Yeah, there's a couple of things Mark can talk about if he wishes, but... Sorry? Colloidal silver. I looked into this. If you go back 110 years in England, everybody used it. From the Queen down. And it's not a cure. It's not a cure for anything. What it does is it boosts your immune system. It boosts your immune system. So if you've got something wrong with you, and I'm going to pick on not to cancer, taking colloidal silver will not cure it. But if you use it in a responsible manner, it does boost your immune system. The reason I say in a responsible manner, because there was a thing I heard when I first started looking into this. A man turned blue taking this stuff. Alright. The reason the silly pillock turned blue was because he was like that with a bloody stuff. Okay, so be warned, don't go like that with it. Take it in the measured doses that it suggests. And all colloidal silver is basically water that's had an electric charge put through it. Yeah, that's right. It's
Yes.
just water that's had a certain currency put through it, and it just, poof, it really boosts your immune system.
This is step 4. Taking this thing.
It's
Colloidal
silver water, it is.
It's for...
It is pure silver with electrodes. And they put it in water. They put a current to it for 15 or 20 minutes. And then you have silver water. If you use it, you must shake it and then take about 20 drops in a glass of water.
I'm waiting for you to turn blue, mate, because I still think that's way too much. But, as I said, it was a few years ago I took it. But that is the side effect.
I do it every day. This.
Yeah, yeah.
I use it every day.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not saying that it's the cure-all. What I'm saying is there are alternatives. Amino 1500.
No, amino acid.
Amino acids. This guy knows a little bit more about this. So all I can tell you is there is another thing called amino 1500. You call it.
There was also about an arts called Brzezinski, and he used amino acid. And they call it ook peptides.
Yeah. So what with the medical thing, what I'm suggesting is not that we don't take medicines, not that we don't take illnesses, but look at for alternatives. There's